Hey guys, welcome back. It's good to see you. I hope you've had a good weekend. So this week we are going to be shifting our gears a little bit. Instead of learning about data and charts and graphs like we've been doing, we're going to learn about something really fun. We're going to learn about money. So to start out, I'm going to show you what the coins mean and what they look like. So come on over. And I'm going to introduce you to our first coin right here. I bet you know what that is because we've been using them in our measuring. This is a penny. And a penny has two sides, and we actually have names for those sides. If you look really close on this side, you can see there's a head on there. That's old Abraham Lincoln. And there's his head. So we call this side heads. And if this is heads, then the other side is tails. So a penny is worth 1 cent. 1 cent. And here's my word, cents. So a penny is 1 cent. And the way I would write that is I would write 1 and then put this little cent sign next to it. So it looks like a little C with a line that goes through it. So this is 1 cent, and it's a penny. So let's look at this one. I'll leave my penny right there. This one is bigger than a penny. It's also thicker. It's thicker than a penny. This one is called a nickel. And just like the penny, the nickel has a face on one side. This is Thomas Jefferson. So we call this side, what do we call it with the head on it? We call it heads. And this side, we call tails. So just like the penny, it has heads and tails. And a nickel is worth 5 cents. So the way I would write that is I would put a 5, then my little C with a line through it. 5 cents. So we've got a penny, we've got a nickel, and now this one. This one's kind of tricky. This is a dime. And look, the dime is the littlest one. It's smaller than a nickel. It's smaller than a penny, but it's actually worth more than both of those. So this right here, just like before, it has a head on one side. This is Mr. Roosevelt, our president. And on the other side, we have tails. So just like our penny and our nickel, there's a heads and a tails. And this dime is worth 10 cents. So 1 cent, 5 cents, and 10 cents. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be identifying which coin we have and how much we have of it. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I have 4 pennies. Now if I can remember that a penny is worth 1 cent, then I'm going to count by what? That's right, I'm going to count by ones. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have 4 cents. So that's kind of easy with pennies. Let's try nickels. Let's say I have 3 nickels. Well, a nickel is worth 5 cents. So I can't count by ones like I did with my pennies. I have to count by 5s. So let's count by 5s and see how much money we have in nickels. We've got 5, 10, 15 cents in nickels. So for our pennies, we had to count by ones because they're worth 1 cent a piece. For our nickels, we had to count by 5 because they're worth 5 cents a piece. How about our dimes? Let's say I have 5 dimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you remember how much a dime is worth? That's right. It's worth 10 cents. So this time, am I going to count by ones? No, I count by ones for my pennies. How about fives? No, I count fives for my nickels. So that means these are worth 10 cents. So I have to count by tens. So let's count by tens and see how much money we have in dimes. We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 cents in dimes. Okay, so this is all you're going to be doing today is looking at some money and counting it. But I want to show you how to do it. So I'm going to take out this is page 596 in your book, and you can see it right down here, page 596. If you want to do it with me, it's going to be part of your assignment today. So up here at the top, they're going to remind you of all the things we just learned. They're going to show you a penny is 1 cent, and you write it with a 1, the little C, and a line through it. A nickel is worth 5 cents, and we write that as a 5 with the C and a line through it. And a dime is worth 10 cents. And there's how we would write the dime. So what they're going to do today is they're going to show you a group of coins. So right here, if we look at this box, I've got 3 pennies. And underneath each penny, I'm going to write how much they're worth together. So this first penny, all by itself, is worth 1 cent. But when I have a second penny, it's now worth 2 cents. And then I've got a third penny, so it's 3 cents. And then it says the total value is 1, 2, 3. 3 cents. Okay, let's look at this little box over here. What kind of coin do we have here? It's not a penny. It's not a nickel. It's a dime. So our dime is worth 10 cents. So we have to count by tens. So my first dime would be 10 cents. My second dime would count as 20 cents. My third dime is 30 cents. And my fourth dime makes 40 cents. So let's count that. It goes 10, 20, 30, 40. The total value is 40 cents. Okay, and I'm going to do just one more with you. Let's look at number 2. So number 2 here, it shows some, what are these? Nickels. It shows some nickels. So let's see how many nickels there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nickels. And I got to figure out how much that's worth. So I'm going to go back up here to the top. I'm going to look. It says a nickel is worth 5 cents. So that means I'm going to count by fives. So here's my first nickel. What number will that be? That'll be 5. Then I have a second nickel. What comes after 5 when we're counting by fives? Let's see. 5, 10. So I got 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 cents. So over here it says total value. And my total value will be the last number that I write, 25 cents. So this is what your work is going to look like today. Again, if you have any questions, if you get stuck on anything, please feel free to text me on Class Dojo or on Schuler, and I will get back to you and let you know what I can do to help. All right, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.